Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to see you all. Thank you for joining SongSwap today. Wherever you are, however you found us, please like us, check us off, share with friends so we can get this word out. Whether you have come to share new melodies, to learn new melodies, or just hang out with other Jewish musicians and prayer leaders, you have come to the right place. As people file in, we are going to be listening to Avadim Hayinu by Jacob Schatz, and we will get ready to share and learn some new music in just a minute.
That is beautiful. I love that one. That was shared with us by Hillary Chorny. I'm Wendi Freed, by the way, from Bethel in Norfolk. And for those of you who don't know me or who have not been here before with us, I welcome you, and we're so happy to have you with us today. So we are going to get started with our first presenter, who's Carol Chesler, and she is going to give us a Kadesh or Chatz, which will help us to get into the Seder of the Seder. So, Carol, you're up.
Wonderful. All right. So this is Ilana Jagoda's Kadesh or Chatz. And it's pretty funky. It's more like a rap in some ways. And the lyrics are going to be available. Did you get the lyrics from me? I emailed you the lyrics, Wendi, so they're available to people.
Great.
Great. Okay, goes like this. Remember, it's Ilana Jagoda from her recording Seder Song Revival. Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yachatz Magirach Motzi Matzah Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yachatz Magirach Motzi Matzah Shulchan Orech Shulchan Barech Kadesh Ara Hallel Yitzah Kadesh say the Kiddush over wine l'chaim or Chatz wash your hands no blessing Karpas time to dip the veggies Yachatz like the middle Matzah Magi we read the Haggadah. Tell the story of our history. Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yachatz Magirot Samotzi Matzah Shulchan Orech Shulchan Barech Rochza, go and wash your hands again. Hamotzi blessing over bread, but we eat matzah instead. Marabir herb, we eat a sandwich next to tasty treat. Shulchan Aruch, time for the filter fish. Safun, who will find the afikomen and barech. Thank you for the food. Hallel, we say hallelujah. Nirtza, just a few more songs. Gadya, who knows when? Bashana haba, shalom. Kadesh Chatz Karpas Yachatz Magirot Samotzi Matzah. And it goes on. You can get the whole thing on Ilana Jagoda, Seder Song Revival.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. What a nice way to start your Seder. And so catchy.
Yeah, the only comment is Steve Walvick mentioned there should be more orchat in there. So
more orchat. Definitely. Some more orchat.
Very fun.
Times? Wait, okay. Just the first Corona joke for today. All right, we are going. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to move on to Joanna. Joanna Dulkin, I believe, has a Baruch HaMakom, and she is one of our regulars on our program, and we're so happy to have her. Joanna, are you on?
I'm here. Boker
You're here.
Boker Ish Tov.
I like your background.
I'm sitting in my shul in beautiful spring, where it does not look like that yet, but we're hoping. We're hoping.
Yeah.
So I have been thinking a lot about what to do about Pesach, as I know you all have. And after I can tell you about a little project I've been working on the side. But there's a beautiful Baruch HaMakom that actually I learned from the community, from IKAR, from the congregation IKAR in Los Angeles. And I just saw a lot of heads nod. That was like amazing to see all those heads nod. And what's so interesting is when I first learned this melody, they usually do it sort of after the silent Amidah, kind of bringing people from the silent Amidah into the rest, back from like private prayer into public prayer. And I thought, what a beautiful text, what a beautiful song. And then it wasn't until probably much later that I realized, oh, this text comes from the Haggadah, right? This idea of bless this place, or bless God who is called Hamakom, right? The place. And bless the one who has given Torah to the people Israel. And so it actually comes from the Haggadah, and it actually is one of those songs that if you don't catch it, you miss it in the Seder. It's right around the time of the 4 children. So many of us maybe grew up on the traditional Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu, which actually is
that one.
Yeah, I love that tune. But But the one that I'm going to share, and I invite you to sing along in your own homes, because I've learned that singing in a group on Zoom is really upsetting. But this is written by the Cantor of Ikar, Hillel Tigay, and I will try to do it justice. And here we go. So it starts out with a nigun. Nai, 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 Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom. Nai, 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 Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom. And then there's different parts like nai, 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 Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom, Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael, Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom, Danai, nai, nai. It's hard as one person. Nai, 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 Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom, Baruch Hu. It's hard to do as one person. I encourage you to look at the, to listen to the recording, because what it beautifully does is that it starts with a kind of a baseline of the nigun, and then it builds with adding a little more text and a little more text and a little more melodic layering, so that when, and also the percussion, that if you've been to Ikar, they use percussion only on Shabbat. So this is actually something that you can do at your Seder. You can give each person a part, right? So one person just does the Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom, and they kind of hold that, right? And then you can have someone say, you know, Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael, Baruch HaMakom, Baruch HaMakom, right? Or, you know, Baruch HaMakom, Baruch Hu, Baruch HaMakom, Baruch Hu. So you get the bass in and the sopranos in. So it's basically Shoshi, it says Ethan and Shoshi recorded it, and he sent a recording. So that's more than one person doing it. But what I would love is like why I love this for the Seder, maybe in any other year. But if you have more than one person at your Seder, everyone can really participate. And one thing we do at our house is we use the glasses and the silverware as percussion. So we're able to like create a whole percussion experience, and this lends itself well to percussion.
Cool.
That's awesome. And thank you for teaching us how you use it. It's one thing to just hear the melody, but then to understand how you go around your Seder and use it is also very informative, and especially in this year, you know, trying to figure out how to make it all work. Thank you for all of that.
And just a quick plug for Joanna. She put together the ultimate virtual Passover Seder experience. I am putting a link in the chat. Everyone check it out. It is rabbis, cantors across the denominations teaching, sharing melodies for the Seder. And please, the link is in the chat. Please check it out. Joanna did an amazing job collecting it all and putting it up. So please check it out. Use those resources for your Seder.
Amazing.
Thank you, Joanna. Next, Luis Cattan has a Uruguayan melody for Ma Nishtanah.
I was expecting the host to to unmute me already.
Oh.
Are you laughing about the coronavirus jokes?
Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, how are you, everyone? I don't expect you to answer because we're all muted. One of the things I'm gonna miss the most after we, God willing, come back to normality soon is the ability of muting the students when they get too noisy in live. I'm gonna look for that mute click in the classroom. There is a an important journey that the melodies take in our lives. And I was remembering this tune the other day when Jeremy showed me that email and asked me to come into the SongSwap, and I remember who taught it to me, but I never knew who wrote it. So I did a little research, and it happened to be a melody that we all think was an original melody from our music teacher growing up in high school. She later became my choir director when I was a Chazan in Uruguay. She passed away in a very untimely manner. She was really still young and had a lot to offer to all of us, and an amazing music educator, non-Jewish, but pretty much very Jewish in everything that she did. And that's the Ma Nishtanah that many schools in Uruguay still sing until today. And we do it sometimes in the second Seder. You know that we cannot avoid the Steiger-inspired Ma Nishtanah Laila Ze Mikol HaLeilot, right? And that melody that we know is inspired in the Talmudic tunes. But this one is different. And I wrote it very quickly yesterday, so my apologies if you find mistakes, just let me know, I'll fix it quickly. It goes like this. Ma Nishtanah, halayla hazeh, mikol haleilot, mikol haleilot, mikol haleilot. Ma Nishtanah, halayla hazeh, mikol haleilot, mikol haleilot, mikol haleilot. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. Ma Nishtanah, הלילה הזה, מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים שהר ירקות. הלילה הזה מרור מרור. מה נשתנה, הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות. שבכל הלילות איננו מטבילין אפילו פעם אחת. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. מה נשתנה, הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבים ובין מסובין. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובין. מה נשתנה, הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות. And it will be very different this year. מכל הלילות. חג שמח, everyone.
Oh, that was
I
beautiful.
love that. Very, I don't know, reminds me of something like the birds might have sung.
Yeah, very much so.
No, that's a compliment. I dig it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Let's let's take a poll. Should we be replacing the familiar Ma Nishtanah with the Uruguayan Ma Nishtanah? I think that will be a very popular choice. Thank you, Luis, for sharing. I love it.
Thank you for inviting me, and it's always a pleasure being here.
We love you. You're one of our faves for sure. Come back often.
Wendi, who's up next?
So now I have the privilege to invite my teacher, my friend, my colleague, David Propis, and he is going to introduce one Lo Naeh by Moshe Osher, and then the other one he taught me, and neither of us know where it comes from except that it comes from his dad, who was a fabulous, amazing person, and taught him everything he knows, right?
Well, one of my greatest teachers. Hi, Wendi. Hi, everybody. It's great to be with y'all on SongSwap. Everybody can hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Cool. Okay. I had the great pleasure of putting a tribute to Moshe Osher together when my colleagues Alberto and Meir and I were doing a 20-year tour for the 3 Jewish tenors. And part of it was this Lo Naeh, which we used to sing around our table. Osher was one of the great chazanim that I used to listen to records for. I don't know if any of you have his record for Come to My Seder. Great stuff. His Dayenu was on there too. I forgot about, but his Lo Naeh, obviously Hasidic style. And you go on all the different verses. It also, Wendy, if you don't mind if I do that Lo Naeh that I think I taught you when you were in our youth chorale at the Bris Shalom congregation in Houston. Goes Lo Naeh, Lo Yaeh, Lo Yaeh, Lo Naeh, Lo Naeh, Lo Yaeh. عطير بمنوخة بخور كاللخة كتدار يوم كله لخاكي لخا 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 يا منوخة Lo Naeh, Lo Naeh, Lo يا Lo Naeh, Lo Naeh, Lo يا. And at all my seders for years and years, I would always have a keyboard or a guitar next to me, and we would always have tons of music. Could I share one other one?
Sure.
I don't know how many people have ever heard Osher's Dayenu.
Oh yeah, please do. Please do.
You can tie it right into when you're doing your regular Dayenu, Dayenu, Dayenu. He basically went to Dayenu, 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 Elo hotzi hotzianu, hotzianu mimitzray, hotzianu mimitzray, Dayenu, died, and so on and so forth.
Oh, I love it. It goes back and forth. That's great.
Oh yeah, and it goes back and forth. How many people ever saw? Do you have the app called Looper? I don't know if you've ever heard of that app called Looper.
No.
And you can actually, what it does is it can multi-track your own voice in certain amounts of time based on time. Jimmy Fallon did it with Billy Joel one night, doing yeah, we know it, we know it, we know it, we know it, and you would record each track. But I did the same thing with the Dayenus. Because when you're doing the Dayenu, 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 this is what one would pick that tune. One would do the third, Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. The one on the fifth, Dayenu, 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 and one on the octave above, Dayenu, 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 and it's a lot of fun. So got lots of others, but want to have everybody else have a chance. But thank you so much for allowing me to be part of the song swap, and you're doing a great job, and an early Chag Sameach to everybody.
Thank
you so much, David.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on.
And, thank you. Next, Rikki Lippitz has a Sephardi Adir Hu. Let's hear it, Rikki.
Hi there. Okay, I'm only David Propis could make a Sephardi Adir Hu sound slow. So the first thing I want to say is that with no access to my office, I can't tell you which Sephardi. I believe I think we're talking east of Israel, not west of Israel, so more Mizrahi. And I learned this from the choral setting by Yechezkel Braun, that many of you may also have sung, one of his fantastic collection of Passover melodies set very, relatively simply, and because it's Braun, flawlessly. Anyway, here's how this one goes. I'm gonna sing it just as a melody first, and then all of you jump in, and we'll maybe just do the first verse, and then I'll show you how the second or third verse could work. That's the one we know by heart. Try that much with me. And here's how it goes. I'm going to start a little slowly. Welcome you to sing along. Adir Hu, Yivne v'to b'karov, b'mheira, v'yaminu b'karov, b'mheira, v'yaminu b'karov, el b'nei el. I'm sorry, I just realized I reversed it. Nix. First it's El b'nei b'nei v'itcha b'karov, b'mira v'yameinu b'karov. Let's do it again without the phlegm. Adir Hu, yivne v'to b'karov, b'mheira v'yameinu b'karov. El b'nei v'itcha b'karov, b'mheira v'yameinu b'karov. And when you get to the other verses where obviously you have multiple adjectives, the way we do it at my table is Bachur hu, gadol hu, takur hu, yivne v'to b'karov, b'mheira, etc. And then you're off to the races.
Right, Rikki, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that.
Workable, and it keeps people awake after that, all that wine.
And thank you, Rikki. And in just a moment, we will invite our special guest, Yosef Goldman. But before we do, Mike has another poll.
Can't hear you, Mike.
Have I been telling jokes?
I think it's a little bit of an April's Fool thing,
I don't know. Funniest dude had the early lead. Now he's okay. Is Please replace him now. Two. Wow.
You know, you've got to have a little bit of levity these days. You know, April Fools. My son swears that he's going to get me today. So I'm looking around every corner. You just never know what's going to happen. All right. Funniest dude I've ever heard.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe those of you in the top column can talk to the people in the bottom, and you can
We'll work on it. No levity.
Steve Walvick, no, yes, thank you, Steve Walvick. That was, the jokes fall flat. Beautiful.
Okay, we're all a little cheesy today. Let's go to our main presenter.
Yeah, Yosef Goldman. Let's we've got some has some beautiful music to share with us, so let's hear it, Yosef.
Yosef.
Yosef, you with us?
There's Yosef.
There you go.
There we go. He's right there.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Jeremy and Mike. Pleasure to be here with you all today and with the Cantors Assembly. I'm Rabbi Yosef Goldman. Also graduated from the Cantorial School, and love what you're doing, and it's such a wonderful resource for the community. The moment I'm not in a congregation, I serve as co-director of Hadar's Rising Song Institute.
Amazing.
And I'll share some music with you today. First one, since we've been doing some songs from the back of the book, maybe we'll stick with the back of the book for now. And if I can share my screen, I'll pull up some lyrics for you. This is a Lo Naeh. Very quickly, the Lo Naeh was a poem of unknown origin that was written all the different ways that we are given different descriptors as well, and God is given different descriptors, all the different ways that we praise God. Lo Naeh, and I changed it to second person. For you it is pleasant, for you it is suited. And we say lecha, to you, lecha ulecha, lecha ki lecha, 7 times, as if to say all earthly praise is due to you, and we'll give you whatever we can. And so I took that cue to write this melody in a meter of 7/8. So those of you at home, I invite you to join me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Lo naeh, lo yaeh, lo naeh, lo naeh, lo yaeh, lo naeh. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, la la la. Andir bimlucha, bachorke halacha, keduda yamulo. Adir bimlucha, bachorke halacha, keduda yamulo. Lecha ulecha, lecha ki lecha, lecha af lecha, lecha Adonai hamamlacha, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo sing with me. Lo Naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo yaeh. Yala lay lay lay, yala lay 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 lay. Back to Hijaz, yala lay lay lay. Dagu imlucha, adur ke halacha, vatikar yomlo. Dagu imlucha, adur ke halacha, vatikar yomlo. Lecha ulecha, lecha ki lecha, lecha af lecha, lecha Adonai hamamlacha, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo naeh, ki lo yaeh, ki lo yaeh.
Yasher koach.
Very trance-like.
The Balkan, Turkish inspired, goes back in and out of Hijaz and major, but starts in the major and modulates the Hijaz, whereas we might be more familiar with Hijaz is the same scale degrees as what we call Avaraba mode, and we may be familiar with switching from Avaraba into the major. But it's something it's a move that's shared in multiple cultures. Now I'll move us back to Magid, to Dayenu. And since the last session was supposed to have been led by a Rabbi Shir Yaakov Fight, I thought that I would check in with him and see if he had any songs that he wanted shared for the occasion. And he has recently composed a Kama Ma'alot. Kama Ma'alot Tovot Lamakom Aleinu. How great are the measures of goodness? How many degrees of good did the source of all bestow on us? It has 4 sections. And just to give you a little, the cliff notes, the first section, it's in minor. The first section starts here on the tonic, goes up to the 5, dee, da, 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 and then goes up to the octave, and then the 4, da, da, dum. So we'll review that at the end, just a little tip for how to remember the 4 sections, and I'll post everything into the chat as well. I've got a full lead sheet for that. Here. There we go. Kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot, lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot, lamakom aleinu. Let's loop that. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot, lamakom aleinu. Da 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 da, with words. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Repeat that. Ay lay 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 lay. Ay lay 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 ay lay 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 ay lay ay lay ay lay 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 ay lay 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 ay lay 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 ay lay 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 lay. Octave. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Again. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. The four. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, again. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Again. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. To the top. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot lamakom aleinu. Oh, kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. Kama ma'alot, kama ma'alot tovot, kama ma'alot tovot lamakom aleinu. I would suggest learning it, and I'd recommend singing it a little bit slower because while it is a beautiful melody and the melody line is beautiful, there are also a lot of notes, and a little slower will allow for some catch breaths.
Yeah, that was quite a marathon right there.
That's an offering of love from Shir Yaakov with warm regards to the SongSwap community.
Thank you, Yosef.
Yeah.
Thank you. And everybody, please check out, thank you for giving credit to Shir Yaakov. Everyone check out Shir Yaakov's website. He has a lot of beautiful music available. Check that out. Yosef, you have a couple more to share?
You're muted.
I got it.
Thank you. I have a couple more to share. I just muted myself for a moment because there's noise here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Vihisha Amda and Yonatan Arzel should be known to many people here. I'm going to sing it once through, and you could find it online with him singing it, with Yaakov Shreki singing it. I'll sing it once with the words from the Magid section of the Haggadah, and then I'll sing parts of it to words from Hallel and the Musaf, just to file away in your back pocket for ways you might want to use this melody at various points in the Hallel. I mean, over the course of Pesach. Vehi she'amda lavoteinu, Vehi she'amda lavoteinu velanu, shelo echad bilvad amat aleinu lechalotenu. Amad aleinu lechalotenu, vehi she'amda lavotenu, vehi she'amda lavotenu velanu, shelo echad bilvad Amat aleinu lechalotenu, Amad aleinu lechalotenu. Ve'akadosh baruch hu matzileinu, matzileinu, miyadam. Ve'akadosh baruch hu matzileinu, matzileinu, miyadam. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la la. Lie, 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 lie. As sometimes happens, the musical interlude, the instrumental interlude becomes part of the nigun. So I thought I'd include a little bit of that because it's often sung that way. Before Hashem Zicharanu Yivarech in Hallel, I've tried it in different places, and I want to give credit to one of the students, Cantor, for pointing out this is a great place to stick it. The words are Kamohem Yihu Osehem. So you'd start the first section at Kamohem Yihu Osehem, Kol Asher Boteach Bahem Yisrael B'tach ba'Adonai Ezamu maginamu. To the B. Beit Aharon B'tchu ba'Adonai Ezram umaginamu. Yirei Adonai B'tchu ba'Adonai Ezram umaginamu. And then you can stick in the nigun if you want, and then go into Hashem Zicharonu Yivarech. Or let me know if you have anything better for Hashem Zicharonu Yivarech. But what do we got?
That's one.
And let's see.
That one.
Yeah.
I think we have time for one more quick one if you've got it.
I'm going to sing, and I've got just a chord sheet.
No, before we do that,
Mike said he had one poll that he wanted to put up that has to do with you, Yosef.
Yeah, I got a quick poll, and I think I definitely want to see what people think of this.
Okay.
You know what? I can't. It won't launch. Something's wrong with Zoom. So there you go. Never mind. I was just going to ask everybody, how fast can you say kama kama ma'alot 10 times fast? That's all I was going to ask.
Kama, 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 karma ma'alo. I think in some circles, my claim to fame is that I was a member of a Jewish boy band called the Miami Boys Choir.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fame or infamy. So I'm going to sing one of the old yeshivish songs that Yerachmiel Begun wrote, and it's off an album called B'siyata Dishmaya from Yerachmiel Begun and the Miami Boys Choir, and it's for the words of Shira Chadasha Shibechu Geulim from Yerkot Kriyat Shema. And it's lovely to sing around the table. It's lovely to include in the tefillot as well. Shira Chadasha Shibechu Geulim L'Shimcha Tzvasaya. Shira Chadasha Shibechu Geulim L'Shimcha Tzvasaya. Yachan kulam hodu, kulam hodu, ve'amru yachan kulam hodu, kulam hodu. Ve'amru Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Yachad Kulam Hodu Ve'imlichu Ve'amru Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Yachad kulam hodu ve'imlichu ve'amru Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. So over the next few minutes, I'll be sending some sheet music, lyrics, etc. If anybody would like music, somebody mentioned Sfirat Omer. If you'd like sheet music for any of my songs, I'm happy to share with you. You could write to me at goldman@hadar.org. You could find my album that was out this past December, wherever you find your music. Bandcamp is a great place to download it from. Thank you again to Cantors Assembly and the hosts, Wendi and Jeremy and Mike for creating this wonderful forum and for inviting me to share with you. And it's a real honor to share with all these other wonderful teachers and leaders who were sharing before and who will come after.
Thank you, Yosef. Thank you
for sure.
for taking the time and sharing your music. Everyone check out his music online. I have his CD. I listened to it on the way home from Song Leader Boot Camp. Lovely music. Check it out. So Yosef, thank you so much for being our guest today. We hope to have you back on sometime. While Steve Walwick is queuing up, I'm just going to share a couple links. We won't hear of it now. Check out the Cantors Assembly has released a sample of a Haggadah of a Haggadah supplement telling the history of the Abayudaya, the Jews of Uganda. Check out this free downloadable sample. a great addition to your Seder this year. So cantors.org/Haggadah. Check that out. And one more link. Unfortunately, our friend and colleague Gaston Bogomoni, who was supposed to share, was unavailable due to a family commitment. But he asked me to share the link, which includes some of the tracks he was going to share. So that's in the chat as well. So please check out Yosef online, check out the Abayudaya Haggadah, and check out Gaston.
Oh, am I on? I'm on.
Yep.
All right.
So over the past few years, I've been writing a different parody song for different parts of the Seder, and I shared this with one of my friends and told him I was going to make a Haggadah supplement, and he said it looks more like a Haggadah detriment, so I've decided to go with that. When I do the parody songs, I try to teach something. So, I did 4 or 5 glasses of wine, which sort of teaches about how there are actually 5 verses, five quotes that deal with how many cups of wine there may be. I did Magid last year, take a seat, call for the weight, it's not for the Seder, you and me, read that God, assistant brother of just out, etc., to sort of teach the story of Moses. I did, of course, for your Titanic fans, Nirtza, wherever you are, I believe, okay, etc. I did Hallel, Allah Hello, which I tried to incorporate each of the Psalms in there so that my kids actually learned the order of the Psalms in the Hallel. We'll get back to this one in a second. I did Korach Hillel style, Gangnam style. If you can do the dance, that's bonus points. Kids particularly like that one. And I did the Megan Traeger, because I'm all about Barik, about that grace, small brachas, etc., which also sort of teaches about the 4 main brachot of Barech. If you're going to talk about Barech, you should actually learn what it means. But my favorite one, probably the easiest for you guys to learn, is you take Haroset. And I connected it with the 4 questions to show how Maror fits in with all those. That's what we'll do. You can sing along wherever you are. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. On every other night we eat chametzu matzah. Tonight our only bread is flat as Oklahoma. Then Hillel came and changed the score. We gotta eat it with that bitter maror. That's right, you take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. On every other night we eat Sha'ar Yerakot, any type of veggie that might float your boat, but tonight there ain't no either or. We gotta eat that bitter maror. That's right, you take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. On every other night we don't even dip once. Afilu pamachad, in the Hebrew you dance 1 for karpas, and what's more, the second time's that bitter maror. That's right, you take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. On every other night we may sit or recline, kulana misubin, when we're drinking our wine. Yet there was one food we must sit for. You can't recline when we eat a maror. That's right, you take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror. What you say? You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, 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 Maror. You take Haroset, and then you gotta dip Maror, and then you gotta dip Maror.
All right, forget Elijah. I want Steve Walvick at my Seder. And I'm opening my door. I'm opening my door, and Steve Walvick is going to come in and my door.
Nice.
It'll be Steve's cup.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
How do I stop this share?
I'll stop it for you. There you
That's
go.
awesome. So are you doing a virtual Seder?
I think we're doing one on the second night. I'm not 100%
that's the
sure.
same night that I'm doing mine. That's such a bummer. I want to be at your Seder.
Steve, can you share that with everybody on the chat?
Maybe. It's in pages. I mean, it's. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, I probably could. It's all
coming to us from space. Also, that's really great.
Well, I'm the only one who's taking this physical distancing seriously, so I don't know about the rest of you.
Can you guys imagine being at his Seder? It's just like getting it.
I'll give you the word version.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the laugh. Thank you for.
There you go. Nice. Thank you.
You gotta laugh.
And part of what I love about
Right.
Steve, part about what I love about that, and it's nothing to do with your awesome rendition of it, is that the best parodies also aren't just parodies, but have like an educational component to it. So it's hysterical, but it's also informative. So thank you, and we look forward to perusing the other selections as well.
But I did realize one more thing. What I did realize is that a lot of your timing and the way that you delivered it, obviously you're a cantor, but even in the way that you've written it, knowing you, I know that you like to play around with rhythms and things like that, and you fit little words in that nobody else can do. So that was my only thing when I was looking at your Haggadah, that it wasn't always obvious where some of your timing was. So I would request that you record some of your songs that you love the most and put them out there so that we can use them, because when you look at it on paper, it doesn't always work the way in your head it does. And it clearly, it works when you do it. So that would be my request. That's my only request, because I love.
Yeah, Steve, if you record them, we'll share them.
We will share them. Absolutely.
I do actually have my kids from last year doing middle. I'll share you that
right?
one. Magid. So that was
great. Yeah, share that.
See if I can find that one.
Okay, we are moving on. Thank you so much, Steve. So much.
I have one more poll that I want to try to share. I don't know if it's going to work. The other one didn't work, but let's see what happens with this one.
Okay.
No, it won't let me do it. It was good. It was a really good April Fool's one.
Okay.
Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, Zoom. All right, never mind. I'm just going to mute myself.
Thank you, Mike. That was about time. So our next guest, I believe, is a first-time presenter, Matan Meital.
Oh, no, he's been on, this is his third time, I think, actually. Twice? Second time.
Okay. So he's a second-time presenter. It was so good the first time, I forgot about it. But Matan is awesome on so many levels, and I just want to put a little plug for him. When both the rabbi and I were away for our synagogue Shabbaton, we needed somebody to fill in, and Matan led services, gave the sermon, read the full Kriyah, and he pretty much, he was as kol as a kolbo can get. And so if you need a guest chazan, guest darshan, guest kolbo, put Matan on your radar, because he is awesome. So Matan, you have a Chad Gadya you're going to teach us.
Yes, thank you very much, Jeremy, and thank you very much for the plug. I really appreciate it. I also had a wonderful time with the congregation over the weekend. And as a tribute to Stephen, because that was just amazing, I'm going to use those in my Haggadah, because we're always looking for stuff. And as you're social distancing in space, I want to give you a tribute, and I wore my Princess Leia wardrobe as well. So here we go. This Chad Gadya is one that I grew up with as an Israeli. It's by Chava Albertstein. She put in her London album in 1989. And as I was listening and preparing, I said, this sounds a little traditional. She must have gotten this from somewhere. And as I did research, I shared with Jeremy, I thought it was traditional Western Ashkenaz or Western Sephardi, something of a Jewish traditional origin. Well, it's not Jewish origin, but it is Italian. So she took it off of the song that's called, I think, hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly, Alla Fiera di Est. something like that. That's my Israeli pronunciation in Italian. But that was written in the 70s, and she took the melody from that. The original song actually talks about a similar context of Chad Gadya, but it's about a mouse. But I really like this melody. It's a haunting melody. When you think about what's going on in the text, I think it's very appropriate. She added a verse at the end of her recording that was a political commentary. I'm not going to add it here, but I think it makes sense depending on the timing. Now we're there. If you go on YouTube and you listen to her version, you can make your own choice about what you think about her version. But for Chad Gadya, I think it's a really cool melody, and I hope you enjoy it. It's to the traditional words. And wait, let me just pull it out. Okay, here we go. Chad Gadya, de zabina ba bitrei zuze. Chad Gadya, de zabina ba bitrei zuze. Ve'ata shunecha ve'achla legadya, de zabina ba bitrei zuze. Chad Gadya, de zabina ba bitrei zuze. Chad Gadya, דזבינה בביטרי זוזי, ואתה כלבה ונשך לשונרה, דאחלה לגדיה, דזבינה בביטרי זוזי. And it continues. That's more or less the idea. And that's the refrain. And just as you're going, and there's more action going on in each verse, right? Just you can break it up as long as at the end you go dezabina babitrei zuzei. So let's try to jump ahead. And we'll go straight to the source, to the Kadosh Baruch Hu. ועד הקדוש ברוך הוא ושחט למלחמה ודשחט לשוחט דשחט לתורה דשתה למאיה דחבה לנורה דשרף לחוטרה דהיקה לכלבה דנשך לשונרה דאכלה לגדיה דזבינה בביטרי זוזי. Then you go back to the refrain. חד גדיה דזבינה בביטרי זוזי. חד גדיה דזבינה בביטרי זוזי. Hope you enjoyed that.
That is really
That's
cool.
I love that.
Really cool. And you know what I love about all of these pieces that we've gotten from various different places today is that if you're doing an international Seder or a Seder from around the world, which many people like to do, you can really put these in there to spice them up, to use the music also as a piece of that instead of just whacking each other with the green onions, which people love to do for some reason. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Matan. I love that.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Definitely.
Wendi, who's up next?
All right, next we have Hillary. And Hillary is going to share an Eladon, since we're supposed to do Shachrit, right? Supposed to get there. She wrote an Eladon that can also be used for a piece of Hallel as well.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm really enjoying this. I could use some new melodies for Seder this year. And I'm hoping that this can be a tiebreaker Psalm 136, Great Hallel, because I don't like the tune that my husband's family uses for Hallel, Hagadol, and he doesn't like the tune my family uses for it. So maybe if we use this tune that I wrote that we both kind of like, maybe it'll solve our problems. I don't know. We could use some problem solving this year. So I'll share this. And I like this because I think it grafts nicely from Eladon and also to Lechadodi and anything else that works along those lines. And I wrote it because I think it's fun to go from parallel. It's a parallel major minor. Oh, to Ladonai Kito Ki Leolam Chasto Ho to Elohe Ha Elohim Ki Leolam Chasto Ho to Ladonai Ha-Adonim Ki Leolam Chasto Stoleo siniflat, gidolot levazo, ki leolam, stoleo se shamayim, bitvuna, ki leolam, stolero kahanet, halamayim, ki leolam. Stolio say horim ki dolim ki leolam sto et hashemesh memshem litvayom ki leolam sto, and so on and so forth. And usually on Shabbat morning, my congregation does that to Eladon. So we do Eladon al kol hamasim baruchum vorach vefi kol neshama, and so on and so forth. That's our regular Eladon.
That's amazing. I love it. And I couldn't help but every time you went into major, I just beamed. Like it was just, I don't know if it was the surprise of it or the joy all of a sudden of, of hearing that major quality, but it was so, it's wonderful and surprising and beautiful. And I think it works so well for that and for the words too. Very, very nice. Thank you so much for sharing that, Hillary.
Thank you.
And Hillary, do you have sheet music you can share?
Yeah,
or
I will send it along.
Okay. Great.
Thank you for inviting me to share.
Always. We love when you come. All right,
And,
Jeremy.
well, Carol Chesler brought us in with her Seder order song, and now we're going to bring her back to take us out with the Afikomen Mambo.
All right. Can you see and hear me?
Yep.
We can.
Am I there?
You are there.
Great. This is a classic. Joe Black, Rabbi Joe Black. Are you ready?
We're ready.
You can do this either at the breaking of the matzah tzafun, or you can do it after dinner, after Shulchan Aruch, when you do, wait, I'm sorry, tzafun is after dinner. You can do it at the breaking of the matzah early on, or you can do it when you've found the afikomen and you're eating it for dessert. Everybody up. And it goes like this. It's Rabbi Joe Black, very old, but very good. Are you ready? Every year at Pesach time, we eat the matzah, we drink the wine. We ask 4 questions one by one. But before the Seder's done, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the afikomen. We eat karoset, we drink karpas, we tell the story of the exodus. The bitter earth, they make my eyes go cross. When I find the afikomen, I'm the boss. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the afikomen. You can hide it in the bedroom, hide it in your socks, underneath the stereo or behind the kitchen clock. Put it in your pocket, slip it under the TV. You can't hide the afikomen from me. Everyone knows the Seder's not done till we find the afikomen. When I find it, I'll articulate the terms on which I shall negotiate. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the afikomen. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the afikomen. Arriba!
Ooh. That's so much fun.
Now for me, I'm asleep at this point, so I need to be woken up.
We all are, right? I think the afikomen gets a bad rap every time. They just, it's just, oh yeah, we got to do that. Fine, let's do it. This would change that whole feeling. That's great. I love it.
That's great, Carol. I love the arriba at the end.
Arriba.
I can't wait to throw that into my Seder. It's going to be great. Arriba! Did I say it right?
It's wonderful.
All right. Well,
This has been a very full plate. Beautiful.
it's been a shulchan orech, you might say, Wendi.
Shulchan orech, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we want to thank everybody for coming, for sharing, to Yosef Goldman, our special guest. I think Wendy's going to take us out with a little bracha just to send us home in good spirits and in good health of mind, body, and spirit and soul. And we wish everybody a Pesach Sameach, a happy Passover, a healthy Passover, and beyond.
Yeah, Chag Sameach, everybody. And when Wendi is done, we do have one more little surprise for you at the end.
So this is a Yevarechecha. We have to bless our children, or many of us do, at the Seder. And so I thought that I would share the Yevarechecha that I say every night to my children. And this was written by a colleague, Wally Briskin, and my children just love it. That's it. Yevarechecha Adonai Yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai Panacha Yichonecha Yisa Adonai Panavenecha Ve'yaseim lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Adonai panav elecha yichuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha shalom. May you all be blessed. I love everyone. Mwah. May you stay safe and healthy and try to find the silver lining in everything we're going through. Be a blessing to your congregations and to your services and to your Seders. And we will see you in 3 weeks, actually. On the 21st, we'll be doing our next SongSwap, and it will be on Yom HaShoah. So if you have any songs that you would like to share, it's a healing and hope theme and comfort. And so we would ask that if you have any songs or prayers that you'd like to add, to please get in touch with us. And we'd love to add you to our program. And we hope that in the next couple weeks until we see you, that you have a Zisen Pesach. And know that we're here for you if you need anything music-wise or just a hug, any support. We're here.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. And now, of course, since it is April 1st, we are going to go out with something a little fun. So here we have Chad Gadya. We went back to the source and enjoy. Everybody stay safe.
Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. The Zavin Abba. The Zavin Abba. The Zavin Abba. They love them, love them, my dear. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. But it paid the little Zavin Abba. They love them, love them, my dear. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Yes, schön Robi, Gadya. The Zavin Abba. The Zavin Abba. The Zavin Abba. They love them, love them, my dear. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. But it paid the little Zavin Abba. They love them, love them, my dear. Bias malek amobel, nishugat oy leishachet, nishugat leisero, nishugat lemayer, nishugat lemayer. The chuveli nura des verab lechitru leikele chalbe the shel shinre the yachal the gadya the yachal the gadya. שוחט למלך המוות די שוחט שוחט די שוחט טיירו די שוחט למאיו די חול ניר די שוחט למאיו די חול ניר די סרב לחיט די חלב די נשל שנה די יאכל די גדיה די יאכל די גדיה Go, go!